What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about silver potentially normalizing, hopefully sooner rather than later, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Link will be in the description, trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. And if you want to help support the channel by getting some DYDSS merchandise, of course we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance, it's more than appreciated. But today I want to talk about silver beginning to normalize. I'm sure I don't need to reiterate too much, but I'm assuming that everyone here watching right now knows what went down with silver March 2020. We are now beginning of April 2020, and last month we saw silver significantly drop, went down to below 12 bucks, and now it's right around, I don't know, 14.50 give or take. And gold, let me just quickly mention gold dropped over $200 an ounce last month as well, and it's back up to the 1640 range, somewhere around those numbers. And unfortunately it's Friday, which means the markets will soon be closing, and we're going to be left completely and totally in the dark until Monday morning once again. And speaking of this weekend where we'll be left in the dark, I'm actually going to be working on a couple of, I don't know, 20-30 minute long podcast episodes, interviewing some guests and friends, one of which is going to be someone who has seen quite a bit of success investing. If you have any questions for him, head on down to the comments and ask away. But unfortunately, the markets are going to be closing today. We don't know what's going to be going on until Monday, but I would just go ahead and assume that silver is kind of normalizing. I think when the dust settles, I think when all the pieces get put back together, everything's in shambles right now. And once this whole pandemic gets taken care of, or at least for the most part, I would just kind of go off and assume that silver is going to be back where it kind of was 2, 3, 4 months ago. I think silver is going to go back to where it was prior to falling down a little bit. I think premiums are going to make sense again. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because as of lately, I've been live streaming every single night. Probably going to be live streaming again tonight as well, probably around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Turn on those bell notifications so you don't have to miss it. But every single night when I stream, I talk a lot about prepping. I talk a lot about really all things money, and I try to steer clear of precious metals because it gets very, very redundant very, very quickly. The only thing people want to talk about right now is how premiums are high and the places, the coin shops, the online dealers that they quote-unquote buy from are out of stock or whatever the case may be, and it would just go in very small circles over and over. So I try to steer clear of that, but I do enjoy talking about it in my regular videos like this one right here. And I'm curious, everyone watching, what your thoughts are moving forward now that we are in April of 2020. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think that silver is currently in the process of normalizing? I don't know how else to refer to it as. Do you think silver is going to shoot all the way up? Do you think it's going to go through the roof? Do you think it's going to crash back down again? A lot of people have a lot of different beliefs right now, and I wanted to talk about this because I truly believe that silver is going to go back to where it was just earlier this year. January, February, early March. I think that's probably what we're going to see again. And if you ask me, not that I'm an expert or a professional by any means, but I don't think silver is necessarily going to skyrocket anytime soon. I do not think that it came crashing down just so that it can bounce. I personally do not believe that's going to happen. It very well could. I know with all of the ventilators being pumped out right now, I know Ford, General Electric, 3M have taken a little bit of a collaborative approach so that they can crank out tons of ventilators, and silver is actually pretty important when it comes to ventilators. I encourage you to read up about that because silver is not only a precious metal, it's an industrial metal. It's used in so many different industries, including the medical industry. If you did not know or if you are unfamiliar, I encourage you to look it up. It's actually pretty interesting. I was just reading an article about it. But that being said, some have been speculating or guessing or assuming or thinking that due to the fact that so many ventilators are going to be created, it could cause silver to go up, especially because a lot of silver mines are on lockdown right now. Silver could be high in demand, some could say, in the very near future. I personally believe that this whole pandemic is going to get cleared up sooner rather than later. I personally do believe that this isn't going to last incredibly long. Now, I could be wrong. I've been wrong in the past, and I'll definitely be wrong again in the future. But when it comes to this, I really don't think it's going to be an extremely, an extended period of time. I'm a delusional optimist, I guess you could say. I believe that it's in the process of being taken care of, and it's going to be cleaned up. This huge mess that we have in front of us, I believe it's going to be cleaned up in the near future. And I believe that silver is going to go back to where it was. That's my personal guess. I do not know for sure. I am not a psychic, nor am I a precious metal expert or professional, nor am I a financial advisor, and obviously nothing on this channel is financial advice. But I personally believe that market value, spot price, I think it's going to go back to roughly around where it was. Like I said, we're looking at $14.50, give or take, right now. I believe it's going to go back to 15, 16, 17, 18 bucks. And I think it's going to sit there for a while. I think it's going to fluctuate somewhere between $15 and $18, up and down, but staying relatively stagnant for a little while. And I think the premiums are going to start to make sense again. I believe that the premiums are going to come back down. As I've said in previous videos, no, I do not believe it's precious metal price gouging. I said that as a joke, and then I saw like a million people post videos about that the day or the next few days after I said it, so I don't know if I accidentally started that, but I don't believe it's precious metal price gouging. I think business is business. At the end of the day, if these online precious metal dealers picked up a good portion of their inventory, and this goes for the coin shops too, if they picked up a good portion of their inventory at like $16 an ounce, and then silver crashed down to $12 an ounce, business is business. Business is all about, number one, profiting, and two, avoiding losing dollars at all costs. So I think it was a business decision. At the end of the day, they exist to make the company happy. They're not necessarily here to make all of us happy. We're the second priority. Business is the first priority. So I assume that it was a business decision. But I believe that the premiums are going to start to make sense. I believe that the spot price is going to go back to roughly around where it was. I think it's going to normalize, and I think everything in general is going to become normalizing, hopefully sooner rather than later. Hopefully before summer, preferably before May. But unfortunately right now it's just a waiting game. But I'm curious, what are your thoughts? Head on down to the comments and let me know, what do you think is going to happen next? Do you think silver is going to completely bounce? Do you think it's going to skyrocket, go through the roof? Do you think it's going to come crashing down again? Do you think silver is going to stay kind of where it's at, or do you think silver is going to go back to where it was earlier this year? And as far as premiums go, do you think the premiums are going to start to make more sense? Do you think the premiums are going to come back down? Let me know in the comments. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. If you guys like me, make sure to subscribe. New videos every single day, 365 days a year. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. The link will be in the description. Trying really hard to hit 1,000 subscribers, so help us out. And if you want to help support the channel in the biggest possible way, please consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. Of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies, which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products, t-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, and many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. And once again, I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know, what do you think silver is going to do next? Do you think silver is in the process of normalizing, or do you think the worst has yet to come, the best is yet to come? Do you think silver is going to absolutely explode? Do you think it's going to come crashing down? What do you think silver is going to do next? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.